All right, let's get Tech Boy on. Here's the man, the myth, the legend himself. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me back again. Glad to be
Of course.
glad to be here. Can you guys hear?
Let me check. It's we're a little bit delayed here, so I want to make sure everybody can hear your mic and everything.
Great.
Yeah, we're gonna make you a weekly regular. All right.
Nice.
Okay. Hold on, I'm listening to it right now. All right, you're good.
Great,
All right,
great.
so what do you think about this debate with Annabelle? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay about this. I have a strategy. I can't really get into specifics right now, but I can outline my points of what I want to have happen in this debate if you like it to happen. I mean, I've debated it before, but never on this scale, so it's something new.
Okay. Yeah. So what's your theory about Annabelle? Because you have some interesting ideas. I'd like to hear you flesh them out completely.
So on Annabelle, for this debate, I want a full, total, unconditional surrender, right? I believe that God
Yes.
appointed me for a time as this. I think that the ideology that we're going to be debating is disastrous and is ruining our nation, the United States of America. And as the nation goes, so does Western culture, and so does the rest of civilization. And I believe that we should return the United States back to its Christian roots, and God will bless us yet again, so we stop straying far from it. But on to Annabelle. I think that she has, some of the best PR that I've ever seen in my life. She's very smart. People tend to think that she's very nice. Her poll numbers are up in the conservative and in the liberal camps. I've debated it before. I've won. Irregardless of whatever certain edits are saying, guys, committing a crime makes you a criminal. I don't care what these people editing on TikTok or on Instagram Reels. That's not a win. Saying that committing a crime doesn't make you a criminal, that's not a win, guys. In any case, despite that, as we've seen in the comment section, she is beloved by both sides. I mean, she has the best PR that I've ever seen in my life. And in military terms, look, Annabelle must not have a nuclear weapon. She can't. We've seen this in the flow debate. We've had great progress. Some might even say holy war against Gaten Burgess, but then we got bogged down on these nonsense issues. And I've debated Annabelle before. You've been on stream with me as well. She likes to drag in random nonsense issues and try to throw wrenches into the problems. One of the examples of this was when we're debating if we're going to have more prisons or if we're going to have the death penalty, and she's like, well, if we stop funding Israel, we can have more. What does this have to do with Israel? This has nothing to do with Israel, and that's a trap question. It's a good debate technique, but I'm saying that I know how she debates. I've debated it before, but I will stay focused on the issues, no personal attacks. I'm going to be very nice. I was like Ulysses S. Grant. I want total, complete victory, no technicalities, unconditional surrender. And
real quick, let me ask you a question, because Cam's here. Why is Cam commenting on the edits that it's peak? And why is the conservative been bamboozled?
I'm not going to go on and accuse people of things that I don't have any proof of. I can strongly suspect things. I don't know why he's commenting on that. I mean, it's just right as an American. It's free speech. We have the First Amendment. He has the right to do that as well. I'm just saying that when you look over at Annabelle's poll numbers, right? She's extremely mind-blowingly popular with the conservatives. I might be Teflon to the left, but let's be honest, I'm just not as popular with Annabelle. I mean, we can see this with the edits as well. An 18 follower account is getting more engagement than me because they did an edit of Annabelle. So I got to win. I got to put us on a fair playing field, and I got to tell the world that I'm useful and necessary. Because right now, if you think about it, Annabelle and I are essentially the same person. We have about the same following counts. We have the same allies. But she's more popular than me. She's more bipartisan. And I haven't accomplished anything of note that would cause the powers that be to care about me. I mean, if I had been aborted 19 years ago, the world would not have changed. Influencers would have one less follower. Annabelle would have like 100% approval rating. But apart from that, no one would care. No one would miss me if I were to die. So this is why this debate is very key. It's important because I have to impose my will on the world and leave my stamp in this movement. I believe that God is on my side in this one because I want to prove the inerrancy of God's word, by the way. We're debating LGBTQ and some sort of abortion stance. I'm not really clear on what her abortion stance is because she said that she's pro-life in some cases. In some cases, she's supporting Planned Parenthood. But on LGBTQ, I have documents, I have evidence that proves that she is pro-LGBTQ. I'm not going to release them right now. I'll release them later into the debate. But here are my 3 key goals right now. I want I want the same level of respect and admiration that she has with the conservative teams to be applied on to me. I want the freedom to be able to criticize her as well, and I also want the ability to, just have my poll numbers be up there with at the same as her poll numbers, right? I just want to make this a fair fight, a level playing field for everyone. I want to just be as useful as her. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Cam commented, I'm commenting on the edit because Annabelle's a cool bean. Is she a cool bean, Tech Boy?
Look, I'm not going to comment on my opponents right here. Like I've said,
that's what this interview is about, Tech Boy. Come on.
I don't want to give Annabelle any extra fuel for the fire.
Okay.
And Annabelle, like I've said, the main problem with this, like I've said, Annabelle cannot have a nuclear weapon. She has access to all sorts of power that I don't have. I mean, we look at this with Slowgate, right? What happened in Slowgate? Well, we had top influencers criticizing us, and they basically came in and defended Braden Burgess. Well, I cannot have this happening right now. I cannot have people criticizing me for criticizing Annabelle. So that's why I'm saying I got to stay focused on the issues. I have to make sure that, I'm very nice to Annabelle and that I beat her overwhelmingly in a victory, so that the conservatives 100% all agree and say the Tech Boy won this debate. The Tech Boy disrupted her program. I made sure that her weapons just don't activate.
Okay. So how do I ask it? Do you think that once you go in here and win the debate, is Annabelle's, influence within conservative movement, how is that going to work? Are people going to stop commenting on her videos?
I know I've studied Annabelle for a long time. I know how her brain works. I know what she's doing. I've been able to replicate some of her success. That's how I'm able to debate her at sometimes. I'm not a delusional person. I know what she's doing here. Her bonds with the influencers is really deep, and it's like an actual friendship. So I don't think that obviously I'm going to have the power to disrupt that. What I'm saying is, it's kind of like how where the United States is making the Strait of Hormuz free to open again. I'm saying I want it to be able to kind of like disrupt a little NATO. I want to be able to make sure that she is able to, that I'm able to go out there and criticize her without having to suffer attacks from the other side. It's one to show the world what I know about Annabelle, not personally, but as to her actual beliefs. That's what I'm saying. I want to stay consistent on the beliefs. I want to show the world that what I know about Annabelle in the case of these pro-LGBTQ beliefs, of how it's corrupting the United States of America. It's not America first. It's not good, and it's anti-biblical. And these influencers, because I believe that they are pro-Bible. I believe that they are pro what is good and not pro what is evil, are going to see this, and they're going to look at the ideas and not look at the person. And they're going to say, yes, the Tech Boy won this debate, and his ideas were correct. And then we'll see how it plays out from there. I want to be recognized in this movement as someone who is important. Because if you look at me right now, I don't really have any actual impact in the world. It doesn't matter if I were to live or die. I think that, by taking on Annabelle, I believe that God's given me the talents and skills to be able to do this. He's given me the research skills and the Bible knowledge and the communication skills to be able to do this, and the bravery to do this as well. I mean, going out there and criticizing Annabelle, I'd say it's pretty brave of me. It's breaking a little bit with the main group as well. And my poll numbers are looking steady. I just want to make sure that, they stay steady as well.
Okay, yeah, by the way, I'm happy to criticize Annabelle on her beliefs. I think a lot of them are really liberal and wrong, but again, I feel like I'm not going to do personal attacks. I was expecting you to, but I guess you are going to be.
I don't dislike Annabelle as a person. Like I've said multiple times, if we knew each other in real life, we'd probably be friends if we went to the same school or whatever.
Right.
I'm saying we're looking at the debate here. I do kind of feel personally upset with this, because I feel like that she's penetrated inside of the conservative movement more than I have. When you look at me, and there's tons of stuff that you can criticize me for, but I am 100% factually speaking more conservative than Annabelle is. I mean, I have an entire document on my phone of all of her most liberal takes, and those are takes that I've never had. So look, you can say that I'm not far right enough, but I mean, if you look at me and look at Annabelle, you're gonna pick me. But that's not what's happened right now, because I think that for some of the people who are more, and this is a theory that I have a little bit, Tucker Carlson, he went on Ben Shapiro's show in 2018, and he said that he'd ban self-driving cars. You watch his show, right? So you know that he's a little bit more of a. Now, I'm not saying he's 100% full socialist or communist, but he's, you know, a little bit anti-big business. He thinks that maybe there's like a top 1% that's controlling the world and the like. He's a little bit of an economic populist, right?
Which I'd be too, and most
well,
of us
saying,
will
I'm saying my interpretation of Tucker Carlson is not wrong, right?
Yeah, no,
Right,
of course not.
Yeah, so Tucker Carlson, a little bit of an economic populist, and we have these economic populist conservatives who are in the movement. And I'm not here to say if that's good or bad, but Annabelle says that she's a democratic socialist. Now, I'm not going to say if she's a socialist or not. She got mad at me for the last time when I called her that. So I'm just going to say that according to her, she says she's a democratic socialist, right? When you look at the economic populism that's coming into the right, they're going to kind of gravitate towards Annabelle. So you have economic populists who are gravitating towards Annabelle because she kind of shares some of her ideals in economic policy there. And then you have people who aren't economic populists, but you know, they're just genuinely nice people. And you know, they believe that Annabelle is also a genuinely nice person, and she's a girl, and you know, all these girls, they kind of like each other as well. So that's how she's getting some of the power as well. And I'm saying I'm not an economic populist, and I'm not a girl, so I think that's why I've been set.
Okay, so to keep the viewers here real quick, there's been a theory going around that some of the guys in the conservative movement are crushing on Annabelle. Is that true?
I mean, I don't have 100% proof of that, but I mean, if I were George Bush going up to the UN, I'd totally say that, yeah, look, she has weapons of mass destruction. She has crushed weapons. I think that's what's going on.
Okay.
I think that, you know, if
who are these individuals?
You should name them. I think that, you know, I'm going to leave them unnamed here because, like I've said, I have to keep the powers that be happy with me, or at least, you know, above 50%. You know, I don't want this Annabelle thing to turn into an entire war of me versus the entire conservative movement. I mean, remember the first time I called out Annabelle for her socialist video, where she's talking about going on strike, all of CCE started yelling at me because I didn't know that she was supposed to be special or something. I wasn't aware of that as well, but then I quickly learned that she was special, so I kind of changed up my technique here as well. And I think that that's the thing that I do sometimes. I do change up my techniques, I do change up my approaches, but when you look at my videos back from 2023, 2024, my policy has always been the same. I think that Annabelle kind of changes her policy some of the times depending on who she's with. Black people, you know how Kamala Harris, Jasmine Crockett, they'll go around code switching when they're with the white people, with the Asian people, and with the black people, or change up their accents. I think that's kind of sometimes what she does as well. And I think that when presented with the evidence that I have against him, when I'm going to use my master debating skills against her, I do believe that, you know, we're going to see this on the world stage. And I do believe that the powers that be are very intelligent. I think the powers that be are going to be watching this debate with rapt intensity. And I think that the powers that be are going to see who's winning. So
okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Good strategy, honestly. Actually, I probably shouldn't comment on that because I need to be completely neutral. I'll go back to asking you questions. I promise I will be in the debate, by the way. How many people are crushing on Annabelle? If you can't name names, you got to give me a number.
How many people are crushing on Annabelle? I mean, within the conservative movement, because I'm pretty sure she has crushes in real life. But, you know, I'm going to say maybe about 6 or 7. But no, probably more like probably 2 or 3. 2 or 3 people probably have crushes on Annabelle.
Wait, what? Say that again. Sorry, you cut out.
2 or 3, maybe 2 or 3. I'll go
2 or 3? Okay.
Yeah. But I think that
I wonder if they're in the chat right now.
I've been able to reverse some of them as well. Some people have said they've only dated for political reasons. I don't know what that means. I never dated for political reasons. I became the most powerful boy in my school without dating anybody. So that is a thing that you can do, guys.
Okay. How did you become the most powerful boy in your school? Explain.
All right, so in 2023, after 2022's election that was most likely stolen, I switched schools to a Christian school. It's my first week. The elections are happening. I run a campaign. I get what I believe to be second place in the campaign because there's this other girl. She's very nice, but she started running her campaign based on Christian morality, and no one wants that in the Christian school. Only 50 people there as well. And her voter base was with also the same winner's voter base. And anyway, I got second place. I became a student representative in the school. I founded the news organization. The secretary at the time, she didn't do anything. I was basically secretary. And then she left the school, and I just declared myself to be secretary. And everyone else in student council, president, vice president, was a girl. So I became the most powerful boy in school. I was also, if you think about it, I was the Annabelle of the school. Like both sides, JVN and GCAM of the political parties, the cliques, they liked me. and because they believed that I didn't know what I didn't know. Of course, I did spy on them. I did a little bit of bugging, and in any case, you can go read that on ssaltw.com, .blogspot.com after, and then I wrote a book about that. I ran the news organization as well. So when people perpetrated crush rumors against me, I just ran to the news that I ran and said, no, that's fake news. And I even did this thing where I wanted to find out who wrote a phone number on the table. So I invented a fake National Write in 8 Day, and I broadcasted that onto the news and went around and had everyone write an 8. So that was the thing that happened. But like I was saying with these girls, I think that God has appointed me for such a time as this. You know, God has given me many female rivals. God has given me, in 2022, I had this atheist Jew yell at me about evolution or whatever, so I debated him. So God has trained me in debate. God has given me many female rivals. I know how to do this. And I think I'm one of the great strategists of this generation. You know, Annabelle is also a great strategist, right? I think she's one of the most intelligent people who I've ever debated. You know, she's a great strategist. She has been able to, like I've said, infiltrate the conservative side to a higher degree than I actually have been able to, even though I've been working at this for a much longer time and spent much more money than she has, unless she's secretly doing deals or whatever. My deals are public. But yeah, so that's, I do think this is going to be great.
Ooh, who's a better debater, me or Annabelle?
Well, I haven't seen you against her.
I mean in general, like who's a better debater?
Well, I mean, I beat both of you, so
right.
I guess
yeah. Nobody said that.
Well, I say that. I mean, you have to have confidence, right? Even though I feel like, and I do believe that this is true, that I'm essentially irrelevant. Like, you know, if a car ran over me right now, no one would care. But you have to have confidence in yourself that you're going to win, and just declare yourself winner all the time. You know, I declared myself secretary of the school, and no one cared about that. So just, I'm never going to sit there and admit that I lost publicly on camera. That's not a thing that's going to happen.
You have to at some point.
I can admit that I lost privately. I'm not going to sit on camera and say, yeah. I mean, there's not going to be tape of me running around going out there saying I have lost. Like, no.
Take Iran, for example. Like, we obviously capitulated in Iran, and Trump's going to be like, yeah, we won. And it's like, no, everyone can call that he's full of shit.
Well, see, this is classic Annabelle again. Switching to foreign policy. That's a thing that I am going to be avoiding so much in that debate.
Well, yeah, we're going to avoid that in debate.
I know, but I'm saying, I think that's what she's going to try to do as well. Because as you see, you know that account. What's the account? That Gay Teen Liberal, you know, wrote a very, you know, someone wrote a very intelligent post for whoever it is about Israel, and then that's when all the conservatives started liking her. So it's like a cheat code, actually. So, you know, I know these cheat codes. I know how it works. I'm really inside the mind of who.
You're inside the mind. Okay. Wow. I was expecting you to be a little bit more personal attack like, but
well, no, because like I said,
you're locked in on strategy. I appreciate it.
She has these nuclear weapons. She has the powers that be that can go around. You know, this is a graphic that I've been sharing around with my debate team, and it's like, we do not want this to happen. We have learned so much from it. The reason I'm able to exist, the reason I'm Teflon Tech is not because I'm just, you know, I'm naturally Teflon, but I've learned so many things from this. In 2025, late 2025, what do we see here? We see Avi criticizing Danny. And what happened to everyone and their mom starts nuking Avi, and no one knows who she is anymore. Like, you don't know who that is. So I'm like, okay, guys, what do we learn from this, guys? Do not go against Danny. Yes, we're going to be endorsing James Fishback. We're not going to get nuked by half of the Instagram teens. That's not what's going to happen. And we see what happens on Slowgate. Oh, what happened to? Oh, you go too far. You say stuff that, and you get a whole bunch of Bible verses, and you go back and a whole bunch of debate, and it turns into a civil war, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to replicate that. So I'm looking at these rules. I'm looking at this. I'm saying, look, these people have been able to execute power, and Annabelle has access to these power with the nuclear weapons, and I do not want that power coming down on top of me as well. So I have to navigate this strategically and smoothly and make sure that the powers that be aren't used against me.
Okay, so if Annabelle is enemy number one to you getting where you want to right now, which it seems like, is there anybody else within the conservative movement that is preventing you from getting where you want? Is there any other obstacles, or is Annabelle, you beat
Well, she's
Annabelle in
not.
this debate
I
and then
don't.
you
I
get
don't
where
think
you
that
want?
branding Annabelle as public enemy number one. She's not an inherently evil person. I just think that she supports some bad policies. But
No,
when
I
you look
mean to
at,
your success is what I'm
well,
saying.
is Annabelle a threat to my success? Maybe, but I don't think there's anyone in the conservative movement that's threatening my success. I mean, I only use people in the conservative movement who, as metrics, as numbers that I can try to attain. So I can look at. I can look at these numbers and I can say, look, you have 18,233 followers. I have 633. You divide that. Okay, look, we're down this amount of times. I can look at Zay's live and say, look, he has like 21 people in his group chats in his lives, and I have like one person when I go live. So I'm down 20% as well. I can look at Taylor's interviews and I can say, look, he has this many views on his. I can look at my interviews and say I'm down on this. So I'm only using them as metrics. I like them all. But I'm not going to go to war with any conservative figure. First of all, I lose. I only have 633 followers, and half of them would be on Team Annabelle. So they'd all be on Team of the Conservative Influencer as well. And also, I like these people as well. So I'm not going to go to war with any of these people, no matter what they do. I mean, they could, one of them be in a car. I'll be like, okay, it's probably my fault. I shouldn't have been in the way.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Last question. So if you beat Annabelle and and it's definitive and the conservatives agree, um, you're still going to have trouble, I mean, cementing the place that you would like to due
Yeah.
to your foreign policy and economic libertarianism. So
Libertarianism. I'm not a libertarian.
you're an economic libertarian.
Define that.
Well, laissez-faire, capitalism, not
That's
protectionism. That's
Well,
economic.
I never said I wasn't protectionism. I'm somewhat protectionism. You can go back on the tape for that in our
You're
first debate on
yeah,
national security interests. So for like
yeah,
chip
but your
banking and
protectionism is broad. It's for
well, I mean, there's levels to protectionism. I'm not entirely anti-protectionism for things that we need, and we saw some of this during COVID, where all our manufacturing is, of course, out in China, and we didn't have the things we need for things like chips, medicines, things that if we went to war with China, they could cut off and we die in 2 weeks. And obviously, I want to have them be made here. But if it's something like I don't know, a cell phone, then
Okay, yeah, but you're against like a lot of fishbacks type economic interventionism policies.
well,
You're more
well, he doesn't.
right.
I his what exactly was economic policies? I mean, he said he wants to ban the data centers. Fine, whatever. Okay, we have
OnlyFans
we have
tax,
we have
yeah,
49.
banning
No, I'm
BlackRock
gonna get.
from.
See, this is the thing that some of the people got confused back in February. That I was like, okay, look, I'm just gonna shut up about that. I'm not against the OnlyFans tax. I just don't think it's the best idea as a governor candidate to go yelling at OnlyFans models on X.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're getting further from the question though.
like I've won elections before, kind of, and it wasn't the greatest idea to go around and yell at the cheerleaders. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you're running for high school president, don't yell at the cheerleaders. If you're running for governor of Florida, don't yell at someone who's actually polling better than you and is an OnlyFans star. Should
You're
OnlyFans
making me want to debate you, and this is not what this is about. So I'm sorry. Let me get back to the question. We know that your views differ in a lot of meaningful ways from the majority of the conservative young right. So
True.
saying
I
you
mean,
win definitively against
not Annabelle.
Annabelle, how do you cement your status in a place where you were very, very, very moderate compared to most of us?
I mean, I kind of reject the premise of the question. It didn't stop Annabelle. I mean, her views are obviously a lot more liberal than me. But when you look at this, what we're seeing is that the powers that be, I've done this chart before, like who's the most right. We see that the powers that be, then people have divergent ideas, but they have enough followers and they have enough clout that it's like, okay, fine. So what I'm saying is, I only have 600 followers. No one cares. But let's say I have 4,000. That's the number that we need to get to. 4,000 followers have enough clout and influence. Then they'll be like, okay, fine. Like, we'll debate you on that, but we'll let you in. You'll be a key leader. You'll be an important person because you have an actual track record of doing something and something that actually matters, and you helped the United States of America on this. And I think that what I'm going to do, and this is a little sneak peek. Hopefully Annabelle doesn't hear this, but if she does, whatever, I'm still going to win. It's a little sneak peek. I'm going to be defending the Bible. I'm going to be defending the United States of America. I'm going to be cementing myself as sort of a great focus on the family Christian conservative who's not hyper Christian, so I can still go out there and be a normal person who's not like reading the Bible 23/7. So I think that I'm going to be bridging myself in between the gaps of technology policy and Christian policy. I'm going to be a great Christian defender. I'm going to be able to debate the Bible well. I think that's what's going to help make me useful. It's just make
Okay,
America.
so I see. You take out Annabelle, you get some clout, right? You get some followers, and then you pivot and brand yourself as, I'm conservative. I fight for the family. I like the Bible, but I'm not one of these guys like Owen or Zay that's like way out to the right.
Well, I'm not going to be directly attacking any of you guys. Once again,
no, I know. Like, yeah,
I'm not saying that I've always been like that. Maybe I'll lean on the Bible a little bit more. Like, I don't want my account to turn into a Christian account. I just could not do that. Like, reading Bible verses that's not me. It's not my personality. I'm a person who's focused on what's happening in the news, like what's actually interesting. Because the Bible has 66 or 72, however many books you guys want to say it has. In any case, we're going to run out of stuff. We're going to run out of books, but we're not going to run out of news stories. We're not going to run out of tech stories. But I want to ground America back in biblical morality because that's truly what's going to make us great. But I don't want to only focus on that. But I think that this is what this debate is going to be focused on because Annabelle says that she's a Christian and the powers that be are great Christians and people who are watching are all going to be Christians. So that's what this debate is going to center around. It's not like I'm up there arguing in front of the Supreme Court having to defend what I'm defending from a secular perspective. But the Bible certainly is going to be key on that. And I don't think that you can really beat the Bible. I mean, when I was last year, I protested my mother for trying to force me to memorize the Bible verses, but that's because I knew that she wanted just like a control mechanism, not because of the actual Bible verses. But in a broad sense, you really cannot protest the Bible. I don't think it's going to go
well. Okay, what about the verse women are homemakers?
Cam, what do you mean about ignore the rage bait, ignore the rage bait?
I think he's talking about me, maybe?
Who's rage baiting here?
Wait, yeah, Cam, are you talking about me or are you talking about the chat?
I don't know. What was the verse did you say?
Oh, hold on. We don't need to talk. Okay, Mr. Creeper says, TechBoy has my complete and total endorsement. He's one of the greatest MAGA warriors like Mark Levin and Laura Loomer. He will work with the great Bibi Netanyahu to put America and Israel first. Thank you for your attention to this matter. In all caps, Trump style. Yeah, TechBoy, this is going to be really hard. You have a branding problem here.
I don't. What's my branding problem? I mean, I have shut up about Israel for months. I don't really know what.
It's lingering in the back of people's brains. So I like this. This is a long shot. You're an underdog coming into this.
Yeah,
regaining
I think that
his power.
Yeah, I am an underdog in terms of support within the conservative movement, like I've said about Annabelle. But I'm not an underdog in terms of I am right. Okay, we're not debating Samsung or iPhone. We're not debating bikinis or crop tops. We're debating the word of God here. Like being gay is a sin. If we cannot agree on that, I don't know what the conservative movement's doing here. But I mean, we know that it's a sin, but I do know that there's some things that I have to kind of focus on. I have to be extra nice. I have to, give good defenses on why I'm saying this. But I mean, I think that from the biblical perspective, I'm 100% completely right. Like there's no way that she's going to be able to say that Jesus wants people to be gay.
Well, I think that, overall that's a hell of a strategy. Good, solid issues that we're going over. I mean, grounded biblically and things that hold the social conservative movement together. And I think it'll be a great debate. I think it will get hopefully a lot of viewership. And I hope you'll debate that gay teen lib too once I set that up.
I mean, you seem like the type of person who would put Osama bin Laden on this channel.
Of course, in a heartbeat.
Both would debate Osama bin Laden for clicks at this point.
You'd be interesting. What can I say?
A week ago, and we're already trying to debate him? Like, are we trying to make the next Annabelle here, guys?
No, what I did was I reached out to her because she said some pretty vile stuff in a comment section. And I said, hey, I think your views are vile. You have a tiny following. If you come on my channel, you have a chance. What's that?
Why are we helping her? We don't need any more. I mean, I defeated Nia,
No, it's
and
not going to help her. I'm
well,
going
I
to
mean,
annihilate her,
he's
and
not
then I'm going
helping
to
her.
line up a bunch of debates with you,
Well,
with
I mean,
CCE people
we've
and
already
you.
seen. Look at the comment section. We already got Hazel and Annabelle and Cam and all these people up in here commenting. I mean, she's gonna have them following her before they follow me at this point, which is what are we doing?
No. It's gonna give her bad press though. She'll become the I lost all these debates.
We got. I took out for you guys. You're welcome. I took out Nia and Tiara, but I mean, they were able to get to like multiple followers because I guess no one wanted to criticize them. She criticized a lot of people. I guess they never saw those and shot back. But in any case, I don't know, guys. Should we be giving airtime to? Yeah, exactly. Real Cam Unfiltered, real base take it. Why are we giving the libtard a platform? Like, what are we doing at this point? Why are you putting her on TV?
It would be one story if I was nice to her and gave her like a nice debate. But if this is a smackdown from all of us, Zay is going to be the final boss. We talked about this.
Well, I mean, I haven't even been on Zay's show. My goodness.
What?
I have not even been on Zay's show except I called in like once. My goodness. I mean, we're giving this kid more press than me. I mean, we already have Annabelle going into the comment section saying, I love this. I'm just scared we're going to accidentally create the second Annabelle, and then we're all going to have to be extra nice to her because nuclear weapons.
No, Zay. She's not going on Zay. Zay and her would come on here.
I'm saying, giving Zay, has 4,000 followers, 20,000. Sorry, not 20,000 yet. 20 concurrent live viewers in his Rumble platform. He's a really entertaining person. He's going to be really platforming this person. I'm not saying no, I'm against platforming. I'm saying like this account was created last week. Has no.
That is true. You're right.
It says like what? Guys, I'm a liberal. I had 2 abortions.
Wait, did she actually say she's had 2 abortions?
Well, that was in the bio, but maybe she removed it. Maybe she's going a little bit overboard. But
yeah, I didn't see that.
I'm a liberal. I'm gay. I made an edit of someone saying that abortion is great, guys. But yeah, let's go on all these TV shows. I had to look. I started this company back in 2020 as a technology company, and I got into politics in 2022, 2023. I had to grind to get onto the show, and we get to let this random kid just walk in here a weekend, like, guys, we said murder babies. Put on TV. Like, what are we doing?
No. Look at and what Cam's exactly right. See, we're making her the laughing stock.
This is the difference. Annabelle is a kind person. This libtard is disgusting. I mean, when you look at this libtard, only 18 followers right now. I'm not following back. I'm sorry. She's disgusting. But what if she moderates? What if she becomes a little bit sweeter? What if she's like, and we've seen this already with Till Israel posts. I'm like, I'm not America first, but it's an America first to like Israel. And then all the conservatives like, wee, like, okay, guys, like we have 1,000 anti-Israel conservatives. I mean, we should be boosting them. We got the great Zay Unfiltered. Like, he doesn't like Israel. Like, who would I rather spend the day with? That gay team liberal or Zay Unfiltered? I'm always going to spend the day with the great Zay Unfiltered. Like, come on.
Look, it'll be so easy to beat that gay teen liberal debate. I get what you're saying about press, like giving her any press at all, but it will boost our side of the argument. It will show that their side is complete crap. And how vile she is. And no matter how nice she is to me, I'm not going to be super sweet and kind because her views are vile.
I mean, these people, they have Riz weapons. I don't know. What's your type?
What's my type?
Yeah.
I don't know what she looks like, but definitely not somebody gay.
We got a vet.
What?
We got a vet. We got to make sure that whoever your type is not coming onto the show and spewing liberal propaganda because, these girls, they're weapons of mass destruction.
Okay, my type, I like short, white girls. I don't care really if they're blonde or brunette, but...
short, white. Okay, well, I'll just make sure that no short, white, liberal girls come on. How short is short? Like, what, 5'1"?
Anywhere shorter than me. I'm 5'9".
5'9"?
So preferably much shorter, but...
5'8", what's that? 3 inches above average is short.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I'd prefer it to be shorter than 5'8", more like
the TechBoy is a gentleman. I'm not anti-Foyd. Like I'm the most pro Foyd person of my lifetime. If you think about it, I've defended them countless times on here. I'm waiting for my paycheck. Like, guys, get to work. Stop tanning by the pool and like post a picture and we'll get like 10%. But in any case,
even if my type comes on the show, though, I'm like so logical as a person that I'll just screen them and be like, liberal, you no.
I should tell courses
That's
about
how I work, man.
I've never had a crush before, so I think I should be setting those courses.
Okay, yeah, no, but you can trust me. You know, I'm not easily swayed.
Can I trust you? Can I trust you? I don't know, but you know, I'm locked in. I'm focused on this debate. But Carson says these girls are weapons. Yeah, they're like they're like worms getting into kind of like RFK Jr.'s brain, except they're getting into the brain of 99% of the male population. That's why OnlyFans is so popular for some reason. Because I don't know. Imagine paying to look at someone. Like Instagram's free. What are we doing, people? But like this is ridiculous.
So you really think that gay teen lib is gonna make me nice to her?
I don't know. It depends on what she looks like. I mean, if she's not white, then I think that we'll do a great job. You're going to crush her. But, you know, if she's white, you know, we might be having a crush on her. By we, I mean you. I don't have crushes.
Okay. Yeah, you know, Tech Boy, I see what you're doing. You're trying to say, like, you know, not having crushes is cool because it's a strategic asset, but you just have to have the right mindset, man. I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to be like
crushing my enemies. And I also have the mindset of being able to have the most allies as possible. How is having a crush going to help me with that? Like, really? What strategic advantage will I get from having a crush?
No, I get your views, and yeah, no, I totally agree. But I'm not gonna be like the one that like just like is completely taken by a fucking Israeli spy and is like murdered. Like that's not me.
I'll take the Israeli spy and make her pay for it. You know, I'll make her pay for my food and string her along. And like she's spying on me for a foreign entity, then she deserves to be ripped off.
Exactly. Genius people don't develop crushes that easily.
Yeah, and I'm a genius. I mean, I think we can all agree I have an IQ above 90, right? Like
we're both geniuses.
I mean, I've seen
You're probably smarter.
I've seen the chart for black people. It's like if you have an IQ above 80, you're like in the top 20%. So I'm hoping I'm in the top 20%.
All right, next episode, me and Tech Boy take IQ tests live on air. That would bring in quite a bit of viewers.
It'd be pretty boring though. It's us sitting there like 20 minutes doing nothing.
Yeah, you have a point.
Yeah,
dude, I think I tried to take one time, but it was like all these like bullshit math questions.
Yeah, those IQ tests are IQ tests to get you to pay for it. If you pay for it, then you fail because no person above an IQ of 70 is going to be paying for an IQ test on the internet.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
all right. Anyway,
it told me I was in the top 17th percentile. It came out to 117 IQ. I don't know how accurate it was, but we can go with that.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy to go with that. I think you'll do well. We're losing some viewers, and it's gone for 53 minutes, but overall, I think it's a pretty good interview. And I wish you the best of luck next week. I'm going to have Annabelle on. You know, I have to follow that equal time law of both candidates.
60 minutes? My goodness.
What's that?
It was 60 minutes?
Yeah, basically it's turning into that for sure. But thank you for coming on. Thank you to our viewers, and thank you for the chat. You know, it makes these streams a lot more entertaining.
Yeah,
so
it's nice having a chat, you know. And
yeah,
God bless the United States of America. Play that I win, and hail Tech Boy.
All right, sounds good. And we'll see everybody Monday.
Monday? That's when the debate is?
No, that's my next stream. We haven't scheduled the debate
yet.
Okay.
I'm ready anytime, anywhere. You know, if she came on live right now, I have my notes ready.